I can't lie, I did not expect this. Shyanne Sellers has been waived by the Golden State Valkyries. Now this news dropped today. When I saw it on Twitter, I was like, "What? Hold on, man! This is the same. This Cheyenne Sellers we talking about. Had an outstanding career at UMD. Being in DC, I went to a lot of the games over the past few years. And she was hooping, man. She was definitely hooping. But when I thought about it, I was like, Golden State Valkyries, the expansion team, they're new to the W. You would think they will want to keep all of their fresh faces. So all the ladies they just drafted, right? With Cheyenne being a 17th overall pick a few weeks back in the WNBA draft, you would think, you would want to have fresh faces for the franchise. Um, but then I was like, man, what was really happening? What really went down? So of course I'm on X and I'm scrolling, I'm reading the comments of what people have to say surrounding the situation. And one thing that popped up was, maybe she didn't fit the team culture. That was one thing. Now with the Valkyries, people are saying that, maybe the W wants to make them the international team in a sense. If you follow the NBA with the San Antonio Spurs, how they were back in the day with Ginobili, Tony Parker, even Tim Duncan, he's from the islands, Boris Diaw. They had a bunch of international players play for the franchise at their peak. So people are speculating maybe Cheyenne didn't fit with the team's culture. Um, and of course, when it comes to WNBA, it's cutthroat, right? Everything happens really fast. The WNBA draft is not too is like what, a week or 2 weeks after the NCAA championship, right? And then training camp starts, and then the season starts right after. It's like is things happen quickly, and with the limited spots, of course, with the W is expanding more teams such as the Valkyries. You got the Tempo coming. I think there's one more coming in a few years, if I'm not mistaken. The rosters are expanding, more slots are available, but still, it's you know ladies get drafted in the first round, high second round picks, they can still be cut. We've seen it before. This is nothing new. But people are going to speculate. Another thing, injury. She did suffer an injury during the season. This past season, was it an injury that many didn't know about? Because I haven't seen any update from the Valkyries in terms of Cheyenne being injured. But maybe is that an issue? Is Could that be the cause of her being waived? That's one thing. And then also, could it be, another thing is maybe she just wasn't, that the coach or management just thought she didn't fit the team in terms of talent, which I find it hard to believe. But again, I'm not a professional scout, or I don't have the I wouldn't say, I'm trying to find a word. I just don't have I'm not in the place to talk about, the decision making of um, what the head coach, the coaches, assistant coaches, GM, or whatever the case may be, president, that maybe she just didn't make it for talent wise. But I just don't know, man. I kind of find it hard to believe, just with me watching her in person at Maryland over the past few years. But man, and even when she got drafted, I think, was it the team president or GM or somebody, owner, somebody from the Valkyries, like, they were surprised that she was still there at 17. So I don't know, man. She going into the season, and then just piggybacking on that, just going into the season, this past college basketball season, Cheyenne was like rated she was a first round pick by many experts, right? She was going into this season. She was one of the best players in the country. So I don't know. We can only speculate. I'm sure more news will drop on Cheyenne's situation and how everything went down. But in the comments, let me know your thoughts on Shyanne Sellers being waived by the Golden State Valkyries.